Okay, my name is Ntombi Mekgwe. I am a daughter to Ntombi Mekgwe, Mrs. Mekgwe. I come from Duduza in Niger, but I was born in an old township called Charterston, which is now called Abrabak. And we moved in 1974 in Charterston through forceful removal by the then apartheid regime to come and reside in Duduza. I am a second born, the only girl. I have two brothers. I am a mother to Ugugu, and Tato, a girl and a boy. I lived in an area that did not have a sewer system, an area which meant I must carry water through my head from the communal tap. We did not have water in the house. There were no tar roads, few schools, one clinic, and so forth. We also became part of the civic organization because our parents were literally not doing anything. It was during my times when I was at Nkomazi that I started to be involved in politics. I recall 4 days before we wrote our matric exams in 1983. We were expelled from school because there was an unrest. During those days, there was a problem of a corporal punishment, and we were fighting against corporal punishment. Instead of the then administration listening to us, they decided to all the children that time were called Abantu Baserefini, which is now called Gauteng. We called Abantu Baserefini Sipromatic, was called Gogo. When I went back home, I discovered with the high schools in my area were also facing the same challenges. But unlike us, who were learners or students at Nkomazi High School in Komati, in Duduza then, it was corporal punishment, but they were not. Through a friend of mine who was very close to one of the leaders of COSATU or FOSATU at the time, who was the late comrade Chris Lamini, were able to reorganize the students around the Congress of South African Students. And they joined COSAS. We established a branch of COSAS. Then it went on and on. Because COSAS became active in raising issues, became the voice of the people in the area after the 1976 uprisings. Everybody wanted to join COSAS. Then we realized, no, it means now what we need to do is to organize the youth that was in the community, but also the youth that was working in Bonini. That's how the Duduza Youth Congress was established. And the Duduza Youth Congress affiliated to the South African Youth Congress. I'm sure you know what in Soweto you had the Soweto Youth Congress. Now we had our Duduza Youth Congress. But during that process of my activism, I went into prison. I was detained several times under the then Internal Security Act, under different sections, which meant the times you would go to prison for 14 days. And remember that section 50, which would go to 14 days, when it ended, the police had an option. It was in their hands whether they can charge you, or they can release you, or they can even renew your detention. So it happened. I was amongst those young people that were detained. But my longest detention really was in 1985 with the state of emergency, which ended in 1986, early March. But when it was reintroduced in 1986, in June, I was again arrested and I went into prison. That's where we kept many of us and other comrades. Others were my age, others were younger than me, others were older than me. Then in November 1986, I was then charged for furtherance of the rebel movement because they discovered that I was involved in the underground movement of the ANC, which was in Kondowe season. And when I was charged, the minimum sentence that I was going to get at the time. It was between 15 or 20 years. Fortunately for me, that trial went on and on until 1989. I remember a week after when that Sisulu were released, that the charges were withdrawn. Up until this day, I was never called to come in account before the courts.